another Thank God Friday to the start of the weekend. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
I am Grace Egbaragu. It's the 5th of December. This is your Money Moves.
All right, let's tee off with your news now. Global energy employment continues to climb, driven by investment in power, solar, and electrification, according to the International Energy Agency. The World Energy Employment 2025 report shows the sector supported 76 million jobs in 2024, with the power industry leading growth and new opportunities emerging in EV manufacturing and batteries. Let's now listen to Fatia Barrow, Executive Director of the IEA.
Jobs growth in the energy sector is very strong, about 2.2% last year, and it is, when you compare with the global employment records, it is 2 times faster than the global jobs growth. So this is a good news, I guess, for the energy sector, which makes me happy as an energy person. And in some countries, the jobs for energy has been a driver for the global jobs growth. In China, for example, in the last 3 years, 1 out of 5 new jobs came from the energy sector. And similarly, in the United States, about 1 out of 10 new jobs came from the energy sector. So highlights that the jobs is the energy is a job-creating machine for the economies around the world.
In Kenya, the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation has agreed to a $1 billion debt for food security swap with Kenya, President William Ruto announced, marking a major step towards reducing the country's costly debt burden. The deal will allow Kenya to replace expensive debt with lower-cost financing, with the savings ring-fenced for programs that improve food security, similar to debt-for-nature swaps used in other countries. Ruto, speaking from Washington, also said the DFC will strengthen its presence in Kenya by deploying a permanent representative next year as the country seeks more space for development and infrastructure investment amid high debt repayments. In Uganda, the nation is going smart on climate-sensitive agriculture, using innovative projects and competitive grants to transform crop, livestock, and fisheries value chains. The initiative emphasizes technology, artificial intelligence, and environmental solutions while providing training and skills development to drive sustainable agricultural impact. Here are excerpts.
These competitive grants projects, they are basically under the 4 main broad themes: in the crop value chains, in the livestock value chains, in the fisheries value chains, and in the cross-cutting areas. And by the cross-cutting areas, it spans from machinery through the environment to new tools, including artificial intelligence and many others that have the power to rapidly turn around solutions to be able to manage the effect of climate change. When it comes to this graduate student studies, they span from the basic sciences, breeding, genomics, through management, through diagnostics, up to the tail end of post-harvest and waste management. All of this is intended for us to address the challenges of climate change in a holistic sense. We want to congratulate you and prepare you for a task ahead. For the grantees for research, you have only one end point, and that point are technologies, innovations that will address the 4 securities amidst climate change. And for the students, the end point is not a degree. The end point is for you to get that training and skilling that will help you to deliver the desired impact in those areas.
Still in the region, the Tax Appeals Tribunal has ruled in favor of the Uganda Revenue Authority, upholding a 10.2 billion Ugandan shillings tax assessment against Century Bottling Company. The tribunal dismissed the company's claim that the assessment was time-barred or duplicative, noting that new facts uncovered during URA's audit justified the retroactive tax demand. The ruling also confirmed VAT liability on technical and installation services imported from Germany, while some issues, including loss carry-forwards and other deductions, remain pending. The United States and Kenya have signed a new health partnership framework, a shift away from funding third-party NGOs towards directly strengthening national health systems. The agreement, worth $1.6 billion over 5 years, marks what both sides describe as a historic and transformative commitment to building a more resilient, self-sustaining healthcare system in Kenya. Here are excerpts.
If we're trying to help countries, help the country. Don't help the NGO to go in and find a new line of business. And so that's what the model that we're breaking. We're not doing this anymore. We are not going to spend billions of dollars funding the NGO industrial complex while close and important partners like Kenya are either have no role to play or have very little influence over how healthcare money is being spent. Bottom line is, if you want to help a country, work with that country, not work with a third party that imposes things on that country. And so for us, we hope to sign many of these in the days to come. But the first one we're going to sign is with Kenya. And the reason why is twofold. Number one, because of our close partnership. Number two, because they have stable and strong institutions, both in government and in the healthcare sector. And over the next few years, we're going to be investing $1.6 billion in health assistance over the next 5 years.
The United States has worked alongside Kenya, investing over $7 billion in well-being, health, and progress of our citizens. This partnership has saved millions from malaria, from HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and other life-threatening outbreaks. Together, we have built resilience, restored hope, and supported impactful institutions. Today, we reaffirm this consequential, transformative, and historic partnership, which stands as a testament that becomes possible when two friendly nations unite around a common vision and a shared resolve to make healthcare systems not only stronger, but more resilient and truly sustainable. The framework we signed today adds momentum to my administration's universal health coverage that is focused on supply of modern equipment to our hospitals, efficient and timely delivery of health commodities to our facilities, enhancement of our health workforce, and health insurance for all, leaving no Kenyan behind.
In Morocco, Moody's has assigned Saham Bank its first ever credit ratings, giving the Moroccan lender a Ba1 long-term deposit rating with a stable outlook, marking a milestone in the bank's transition following Société Générale's exit. Saham Bank, formerly Société Générale Marocaine de Banque, came under full Moroccan ownership after Saham Group raised its stake to 70% in 2024. With MAD 132 billion in assets and 6% of national deposits, it remains the country's fourth largest bank. Moody's said the rating reflects the bank's solid profitability, strong capital buffers, and deep relationships with multinationals and affluent clients. However, the agency warned that Sokjan's departure creates uncertainty over the bank's long-term corporate franchise and its ability to sustain relationships once supported by the French group. Finally, on News Now, in a major shift towards faster and more coordinated development financing, the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank have launched the Full Mutual Reliance Framework, a landmark partnership designed to strengthen their collaboration on co-financed public sector projects and deliver greater impact for client countries. Here are excerpts.
There are two projects we're announcing today, and Kanda-san mentioned both of them, but there's the first one is an urban development and connectivity project in Tonga, which ADB is leading on. It's the largest partner-financed investment in the history of Tonga. And so together we're making that numbers come true. But they lead on this. They will deliver transformative upgrades to roads, to drainage, to water supply in that country. The second one is also kind of a regional project, so it's a little different. It expands access to quality health services across the Pacific. It's the largest operation that the World Bank has ever supported in that region. We think we'll reach 2 million people. We think we'll generate 11,000 jobs across Fiji and Tonga and Kiribati and Tuvalu and Nauru and Samoa and Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. And I think that is the kind of thing that makes a difference in both these cases. Streamlining with the ADB allows us to focus on the real work, from strengthening care for non-communicable diseases to building urban infrastructure that is essential for jobs and growth. You know, he understands healthcare better than most people. The Japanese government is a model on delivering universal healthcare to their citizenry. In fact, I'm going from here today to Tokyo, and tomorrow we have a very big event on healthcare, primary healthcare and universal healthcare, the conversation for which started during his time in the Ministry of Finance in Japan. And so you can see that there is a commonality of thinking that we both want to bring to the table together. But the point is that this is only the beginning. I think there are these two projects now, but we've got 20 more in the pipeline across infrastructure, energy, agribusiness, healthcare, and social protection.
I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now this Friday. The show returns shortly with Grace at the FMDQ Archives Room, giving us our markets round. Stick around.
We are here at Africa Energy Week in 2025. First day of the event is booming everywhere. A lot of people, many stakeholders from the energy value chain.
We're here to promote the need for investments in a robust downstream sector to truly have energy security for the continent.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets updates. Hello there, Grace.
Thank you, Melissa. Let's now track how the markets closed the week today, starting off with the equities. The NGX All-Share Index closed the week on the positive, up 1.08%. The BRVM edged down 0.12% to 352.88. The Nairobi Securities Exchange fell 1.37% to 179.58. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange gained 1.16%, while the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange climbed 2.74%. And in North Africa, the MASI was flat. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.45% to 16.92 against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound rose 0.11% to 47.56, while the CFA franc appreciated 0.26%. The Kenyan shilling slipped 0.04%. The Moroccan dirham firmed 0.10% to 9.24, while the Naira gained 0.35% to 1,415 Naira 74 kobo. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude edged up 0.11% to $63.33, and US WTI added 0.08% to $59.72. Natural gas jumped 2.88% to $5.20, and RBOB gasoline ticked up 0.12% to $1.82 as of 13 GMT. Now, finally, two soft prices. Cocoa gained 0.87% to $5,534, while coffee declined 1.59% to $374.45. Cotton rose 0.28%, palm oil increased 0.37%, and sugar added 0.27% as at 13:17 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets for the week. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you for those updates and how the markets wrapped up today. And that's it on this Friday's edition of Money Moves. From me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and do have a great weekend, everyone.